Hello.
Good afternoon, all.
Afternoon.
Hope everyone is well out there. Little kind of busy morning. We've a lot in our agenda this morning, Matty boy.
Let's show people something they've been waiting for. Where'd those go, RB? You can just pack those up, did you?
Some lovely new wedges. Some lovely new wedges. We'll show them the box. Some new Mizuno wedges, T22. We just finished that video. We have our little GC3 that we're just about to do some testing with. Matty boy, incoming.
Handsome devils that they are.
The dirty denim.
Dirty denim, yep. Chrome.
Oh, chrome.
This is nice.
It's good, isn't it?
It's subtle. It's not too coppery. It's not aggressively coppery.
No, and I'm glad they substituted the blue for the copper. I think that's
the blue is fun for if they couldn't keep you playing blue wedges, then no one out there is going to play blue wedges.
True story.
But no, they are a tasty item.
Yeah.
Tour issue S400 is the stock shaft. And what's this called? Z-cord?
Z-cord.
Yeah, so it's quite a fancy item off the rack.
Mm-hmm. Won't spoil it because we want you guys to tune in tomorrow. But we saw something that we have never seen from a wedge before. We saw one performance characteristic that we have never experienced with any other wedge before. And
one that we have seen from another wedge, but we were impressed with.
Really impressed, yeah. So
expectations have been high, and I think rightfully so, because they are great.
They are, absolutely. So GC3 testing.
We're just getting the software all queued up.
Yep. We are actually doing some, even though we're not a TrackMan facility, we're actually going to do some TrackMan testing today. We have a TrackMan 4. We have the new RCT golf balls.
Very cool.
I was a TrackMan user from 2006 to 2016 and suffered through the italicized spin rate days.
That are supposed to be abolished with this new ball.
They are supposed to be gone, a thing of the past. So we'll dive into that. I'm actually looking forward to that one. Having a look at how they are. I think it's all just part of our kind of transparency on the channel that we know that not every user or professional or club fitter uses Foresight products.
Fair.
I'd like to, when we do the TrackMan test, Matty, have a little kind of side by side.
Great idea.
Have a look at some of the numbers.
It's a great idea.
Things like club speed. People ask us all the time, why is my club head speed always lower in TrackMan than it is in quad? Well, TrackMan's reading the geometric center of that driver, so right in the middle of it. Quad is using the club face as the point of reference for the speed, so it measures those things very differently. Ultimately, the ball speed is read the same.
The efficiency is one people ask about, so that's what we can touch on with that. Like, how come my efficiency is low with quad and high with TrackMan?
Exactly. So that is coming up as well. So 2 launch monitor reviews, GC3, and we'll do some TrackMan versus quad, T22. And we actually cannot talk until tomorrow. You'll actually see. So tomorrow's video that we're going to put out there is a new iron launch.
That's right.
But we cannot say because
it's sworn to secrecy.
Yes, those of you who follow us on Instagram will be able to guess what it is, but you won't hear us say what it is.
Okay. Lovely.
Yeah. Is your golf done, Matty boy? Did you play?
I played yesterday.
Monday, did you?
Yeah. It was windy, but I played. Yeah.
Our course was shut all weekend.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
It was wet, not raining, but the ground was wet, and it was windy as hell. I wanted to go just because I feel like that might be the last one.
I tell you what, the old forecast is quite good for the next.
Is it recovering?
Look at that.
Okay, well maybe it's not my
for the
last
next
one.
little while. I mean, into sort of next week, it's double digits and sunny. It's going to be dry for the next 10, 11 days.
I mean, I'm open to playing, believe me. If the weather's decent, I'll go.
Especially double digits.
Double digits and not too windy is fine.
Yeah, you're absolutely fine. Especially the ground conditions will be pretty good if it's had 5 or 6 days to dry up.
That's the main thing. Most courses are just a little on the sloppy side right now, but no, that would be great.
Exactly.
Love to get a couple more rounds in.
A couple more for the lads into mid-November would not be a bad thing.
No, it wouldn't.
Got to shorten that off season.
Compress the winter as much as possible. No 5-month winters.
All right, laddie.
What do we got in the old questions?
Maximus is asking, do you guys have a general rule of thumb for placing the club markers, specifically the centered ones for irons? Foresight has the recommendation, but I feel like I've seen the center ones lower. Correct. TrackMan likes it between Quad likes it between groove 5 and 6. We generally go a little bit lower than that. I mean, different irons have different groove patterns. Clubs with more bounce. So generally what I'm trying to align it to is where I believe the center of gravity is on the iron or wedge.
Right.
So, I'm trying to represent, when I'm showing the client the strike location, I'm trying to represent where the middle of that golf club is. Not symmetrically the middle, but the kind of, the center of gravity where that CG is aligned.
Makes sense.
So yeah, we tend to kind of place them a little bit lower than that.
This is a quick one we can probably answer here. Max is asking about any thoughts on a gap wedge with a straight leading edge.
Max, mine has a absolutely straight leading edge.
Yeah, so yours was a little bit of custom done, but to be honest, the stock 50 SM8 is pretty straight. And the new T22 50 that we looked at, pretty straight leading edge. And honestly, even last year's I found quite straight leading edge. So anything from those three versions, I would say you should be good to go.
Yep. Dave is chiming into Maximus. Supposed to be around halfway, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I think that's the problem so many people make, because ultimately what you're trying to create with the image, the 4 dots, is you're trying to create a kind of illustration of the top, the bottom, and the middle of the wedge. You don't want to show that strike too low all the time, because clients always just think they're hitting off the bottom, the bottom groove at that point,
which is not the feedback anyone wants.
Nope.
Yeah,
exactly.
Fair enough.
Exactly. Let's see. So I actually had this quite a lot over the weekend. Russ is saying that he ordered the MT.
The minimal bag?
The minimal bag, yeah.
Nice.
10 minutes after Max, what's in the bag. I tell you, that's a great bag.
It is a really good bag.
That's really,
especially for
really
what it costs. It's a hell of a bag.
Yeah, what did he say? $199 US?
It's something like that.
Something
I
like
think
that.
it wasn't more than $250 here, which
impressive.
Most
really
bags are more
impressive.
than that.
I mean, phone charger in there, little solar kind
panel,
of panel,
speaker, the phone holder, so you can set it up on the range and take a look at your backswing and such.
Really
smart,
really impressive. Ian, you fancy bringing me one of those fancy bags next time you're home? My bags are always loaded when I'm coming home, Ian. I always bring my own clubs, and normally a few clubs for gifts and parents and all that sort of stuff. So my case is full, my boy.
I'm sure they have international shipping though.
I'm sure they do. They do. Let's see. I'll go down to the bottom.
Sure. Yeah, I'll stay up here.
Brian's asking, have either of us played Arcadia Bluffs in Michigan?
I've not. Never played any golf in Michigan.
Me neither. Would
love to though.
Yep.
There's some serious courses down there. Makes for a good trip, from what I hear.
Absolutely. Alex is asking, he has a TSI 3 driver, and I've recently noticed that his smash factor is nowhere near optimal. It's down at 144 on centered strike on TrackMan from 150. What do you recommend I do? Alex, I'd be curious to, has your ball speed actually gone down, or has the efficiency or the smash factor just gone down? I have seen and heard that the TrackMan algorithm has changed a little bit. It's a little bit closer to now what Foresight,
right, remember you said that.
How it measures. So I would be curious to see if your ball speed has actually went down quite a lot.
Yeah, because that's ultimately what matters.
That's
right?
it.
If you still have the same ball speed, then it's just a calculation.
Exactly.
Right.
John P. flattest fairway wood out currently.
Oh, Johnny P.
The ping is the flattest by far. On flat setting, the ping LST will go down another 3 degrees, John. So
flat as a pancake.
Flat as Texas.
Flat as Texas. Flat as whatever you like.
Yeah.
I still haven't hit a hook with that thing. I
Is
tried
that right?
too. I'm trying. I hit like a 1 yard draw, and I was like, "Oh, lovely." It's reliable, I'll tell you that.
Is it?
It's not going right. I haven't been able to. I literally have not been able to hit it right.
That's wild, Dave.
It's crazy.
Love it.
Could Crazy.
Love it.
Did we enjoy the Bermuda Rough down in Pinehurst?
At times.
At times, yeah. Well, I mean, ask me after I hit a good
yes.
shot or if someone chips it close. Sure, I love it. But when we fluff one and it goes 2 inches in front of you, we don't.
Not so much. Not so much.
Took some getting used to, no doubt about it.
Yep. Stephen is asking, Stephen Robertson, how do you best figure out the bounce for your style of wedge play? I mean, Stephen, obviously the basic recommendations are around angle of attack, your sort of how steep you are. If you have the ability to get on a GC quad and can identify your strike location, whether you're high or low on the head, that certainly matters quite a bit. We just done in the T22 testing that we done with Matty there. We tested a high bounce sand wedge and a low bounce lob wedge, and we saw some kind of result of using the lower bounce, didn't we?
Definitely. Oh yeah, totally.
So so if you typically if you're a bit in the steeper side, you want to try and get a little bit more bounce. That helps you with the turf, but also strike height. If you need to strike it lower in the head, more bounce. If you need to strike it, or if you need to take off a little bit of spin, maybe you're catching them a bit thin, a little bit less bounce is good for that.
Yeah, it was very effective for that.
David Lewis has said Arcadia Bluffs is excellent.
Excellent. Hopefully we can get out there one day.
This is an interesting one. Yanal is asking, how do OEMs choose what shafts they offer as stock with new drivers? Do you think we'll ever see them sell head only? I don't think you'll see OEMs sell head only, no.
Never. Probably not, eh?
I don't think so. But if we're being honest about it, how do they decide their shaft choices? It's all business, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a
business.
It's a big quantity of shafts that need to come out.
Yeah. Who's going to do me the best product for the lowest price?
Yeah.
Ultimately that's what it comes down to. Now, maybe there's something from the testing that TaylorMade do some tests and go, okay, this Ventus Blue looks like it really is going to be the shaft that lots of people are trying. Let's go with that one.
Right. So some industry trend stuff is obviously in there.
And even though as we know, it's not really kind of all that similar to the Ventus, say from a material composition standpoint, but it's got the same paint. It maybe a lot of people do see players on tour using it and go, oh, yeah, I've got the same one as, this player or that player.
Yeah. No, I think that's a pretty good summary.
Mostly a business decision.
Yeah. And then obviously when it comes to what they offer for upcharge, those are a little bit more research based on what they can get, what works well with the head and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But at that point, you should be coming through a place like this anyway.
Aye.
To get the best fit. What do you think of this one? What are signs of a driver or fairway wood being too flat or too upright? So
I would say launch direction and strike point are generally the two. Also can be a little bit on the shaft deflection. So if you're not really getting enough, if you're not working the shaft enough, the toe will sit up too much. If you're working it a little too much, it can sit a little bit toe down. So, if I do see extreme one way or the other, I start to think, okay, is that kind of a shaft profile maybe a little bit kind of, out of whack for what we're looking for?
Yeah, that makes sense.
What else we got in there?
How about this one here? Christopher has custom fitted irons with added length and +2, I'm assuming upright lie. So more length and +2 lie. Should I look at the same configurations on his wedges, or would it be...
Probably not. Yeah. Probably, certainly the length progression, yes. What we typically do is go from, say your longest iron's a 4, up to the 9 it goes in half-inch increments, and then from 9 to wedge goes in a 1/4 inch, wedge to gap wedge 1/4 inch, so on and so forth. And also, generally speaking, because we're not always hitting full shots with the wedges, we tend to not lift the handle as much. I even saw it in your shots, actually, there when you were hitting some wedges. your little 50 yarders, the toe was about 3 degrees toe up, and when you're hitting full shots, you were about level.
Interesting.
Yeah. So when players typically aren't applying as much force, we don't tend to lift the handle quite as much. So we can have the lie angle a bit flatter.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Total sense. There's our pal Mikey. Hello, Mikey.
Hello, Michael. Back to work. Michael works on a Monday.
Michael.
Get some fits on today.
Nice.
Ian, how does the black finish on your irons hold up? I don't have a black iron.
Those Nippon shafts?
How does the black finish on your irons hold up?
No, his irons
I read that. Maybe, maybe if you're wondering about the Nippon. I've never used black heads.
You've not had black heads.
Cooper Underwood. I've never used black heads. On the Nippon shafts, yes, they did start to kind of rub a little bit, and I had a couple of chips out of them before we went to Pinehurst.
That's
actually
right.
Swapped them out. Went back to the all silver, which I do prefer.
Yeah, they look good.
Let's see. Mr. Crawley, Mike Crawley from Tramore. Ian and Matty, can you do a brief review of the playing performances of the shafts that you have in your store for custom build?
All of them?
It's a lot of shafts, Mick. It's a lot of shafts. Let's pick a couple. Let's pick the popular ones.
Sure.
Let's see what's hot right now. I'm seeing the boys do quite a lot with the RPG silver. Matty boys shaft.
Using too.
It's a good one. Yeah, really good. Smooth, Mick. The Acra stuff gives you the option of having control of the balance point, high and low balance point.
There.
Yep. So always with Acra shafts, the first number in the kind of the code, if you like. So
this is a 3?
Yep, 372. So 3 being the tip flex is the third stiffest. So you've got the 1 is the softest, 2 is next softest, 3 is getting a little bit stiffer, and then 4 is the stiffest.
Right.
So that's the 372.
Very cool.
And then at the balance point is either LBP, low balance point, or HBP, high balance point up
this
there.
This is an H.
So that one's very popular right now, Mick. I would say obviously Ventus is still really good. Doing a lot of Ventus Red in fairway woods. A little bit of a stiffer handle, softer tip section story with that one.
There.
Yeah, little Ventus Red action. What else is doing really, really well? I mean, we sell so much of kind of everything across the board. It's never really funneled into kind of one brand or one company. Mick, thinking about you, and obviously you're upcoming fit with us. Maybe we'll try some of the new Fujikura Speeder NX. It's just landed with us. We've got some of those coming in, so
Nice.
definitely try those with you.
Looking forward to giving those a shot too. Is that what's the variable torque one? Is that
That's
the one?
that one.
Yeah.
Yep, NX.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Tom Collins, hi chaps. Sub 70 or Tacoma, which edges who? Is there another non-big name brand you recommend? We certainly, have tested, both of those have tested well.
Yep.
For me, if we're talking, no big name brand or direct to consumer, however you want to go about it, I have to say I do think New Level is
They have the best total product line.
I really believe so. I think there's looks the best. I think from a technology standpoint, I think they're kind of ticking all the boxes. They just released their line for 2022 last week, so I got a little glimpse of that.
Nice,
really
good
impressive
looking stuff.
I mean, some of the best, honestly. If
Really
they were stamped with, Titleist, TaylorMade, Callaway, if they were stamped with any of those companies, you'd be more than impressed with it.
Good. Be curious to see if more of these companies start getting into woods. That's the one thing that I know Sub 70 makes a few woods, but in terms of direct to consumer woods, the Hogan stuff I hear is pretty decent.
Yeah.
But there's not really much else going on.
No.
Not much else. I get it. It's probably a much more complicated process to create those types of products, but I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens.
And what's that?
Haywood is teased one.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And Eric as well.
Has he?
He's got his ones coming. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think they're all going to dabble. Obviously, sub 70s get their wood. Everyone will have a wood option.
Yep.
I do think, like you say, though, it's maybe a little bit of a different proposition when it comes to an iron design and a wood design.
Yeah.
You look across the board. What does a player's cavity back look like? Kind of similar across the board.
Agreed.
What does a driver look like? Well, a ping looks like this, a TaylorMade looks like that, and a Titleist looks like that.
And how many pieces come together? How many molds they have to have? All that production, left and right hand.
Not
There's
easy.
the adjustable sleeve. So yeah. Different proposition.
Are we testing Tacoma wedges in the near future? We haven't got any. I haven't actually even seen any.
I didn't know they made wedges.
I thought they had a 101 iron, a 201 iron, another set to come. So I think maybe they had mentioned to Ryan they had some other stuff coming, but certainly not heard of any.
We are always open to test. There's our pal Bryce. Hello, Bryce. Long time no see. Hope you're doing all right too.
Bryce, hope you're good, buddy.
We are doing just fine.
Does TXG carry shafts for 5 woods, 80 to 90 grams? We do. Yes, we do. We have a few different shafts. Obviously difficult to carry everything in 3 wood, 5 wood, 7 wood length, but we do have a few that specifically work really nicely for us in the 5 woods.
Lovely.
John King, do you guys fit for the T200 driving iron? Didn't see any in the shop. Actually, they're still coming into inventory.
Okay. The driving iron head is different, right?
Yep, taking a little bit of time. Titleist are one of the companies who have been battling with their suppliers out in the Far East, trying to get product through the door. So they're doing their best. Everyone is pulling as hard as they can to get product. It's just golf is going through the surge that it is, and there's the challenges in distribution and
it's affecting a lot of
supply
industries,
chain.
right? So and this one's not immune.
Not immune to it at all. So I think, John, you will see it for sure. I've got mine in my office there, so I think the boys, when if there's a right-hander comes in and wants to hit it, they go and grab mine normally.
There's a lefty one too.
There's a lefty one
we
as
have
well.
we have a couple demos.
We have a couple of demos.
We just can't sell them.
Exactly.
Okay, I just saw one I just wanted to pick up there. So this is a good question because those Strixon 545 series irons were pretty legendary, right, at the time. So for someone that might be using those now, how much different you think it would be for them to pick up a set of the new ZX5s?
Performance-wise, they've obviously learned a lot through the 565, 575, and now the ZX5. So, are they going to go much further? Probably not. Are they going to be a bit better mishits? Yes. Is the sole going to be a little bit better and more efficient through the turf for lots of people? Yep. I think the head is a much more refined shape than it was back in the 545 days.
Fair.
I think it was very, very boxy back then, lots of straight lines and sharp edges. And I think they've really kind of smoothed those out.
It's a great looking club now.
Really, really
I think
impressive.
now there's the 7 and 5 series. They blend better, even than the previous generation.
Yeah.
They look great.
Better all the time, don't they?
They really do. And are they doing those every 2 years, or are we?
Yes.
Yeah. Probably for the best, eh? Okay.
Rock Howard says, "Hey, my favourite duo. What's new, Rock? What's new, Matty boy?
What is new?
What's new?
I'm got a couple trips planned on the personal side.
Attaboy.
Me and the fiance are going to Austin, Texas.
Nice.
In 2 weeks.
Nice.
So she's doing a bit of work down there, and I'm going to tag along because
Love
I
it.
can.
Well, who was I talking to the other day? I had Todd O'Gara flew in from Austin, Texas last week.
Nice.
We were actually chatting a lot about Austin, Texas, and the
Apparently it's just the
conversations
best city.
that you and I had and stuff like that. And yeah, he speaks very, very highly of it. So
I'm looking forward to it.
I'll drop him a little note, and
Please, yeah. Thank you.
There'll be some good spots. Todd has a beverage company
Sounds like a great guy.
top 10 in the world. He
Really?
was telling me in terms of like enhanced water in that little segment.
Very cool.
What did he say? What's the company called? Let me find it right here. Give him a shameless plug.
Please.
No
shame.
Couple of cases of Wanu. WANU.
Haven't heard of that. So it's kind of like a powder enhancer you throw in the old
It's
drink?
actually fiber. So it's a prebiotic fiber water and 9 other essential
interesting.
nutrients. He says that,
Good for you.
yeah, really, really good, especially with obviously, the gut,
Digestive issues.
Yeah, and sort of, the impact on the immune system
Very
with a
smart.
healthy gut.
Very smart.
People trying to stay as healthy as they can with all the different bugs that are going about.
That is important.
This and that. So he said they've absolutely been flying. So
All right. Well, I'll drink a case of that while I'm down there.
well, he's sending some up for us.
Great.
So
Fantastic.
Wanu, check that out.
Yeah. And then you're taking a little trip back to the old homeland
Yeah, back to the homeland
for Christmas.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yeah, can't wait.
Can't wait, eh? I'm going to someone's homeland, just not mine for Christmas. Mm-hmm. We're going to Mexico for a week.
Are you nice?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's going to be nice.
Home
yes.
of Corona the beverage, not the
Corona beverages.
not the.
I will
the
personally
infection.
try to restore Corona beverages market share myself. I drink so many Coronas that they'll recover from their name damage that's occurred over the last 2 years. But yeah, no, we're stoked about that. But other than that, what's new? Not much. We're just
Not too much.
we are sinking into the meat of the fall season here. Trying to get
sure
some new
are.
product stuff reviewed.
Yeah,
that's about it.
I think we're doing pretty well. I mean, it shared a little bit of what came in last week.
Yep.
With the Wilson stuff that we
Looking
got
forward to
in.
that. That'll be
yeah,
good.
lots of stuff. We'll obviously phase that out a little bit, but phase that over some time.
Yes. Yeah, because we got a bunch.
We
There's a
have.
bunch in there.
We have.
Wedges, irons, driving iron. Mm-hmm. Handsome stuff. Brian is asking, his son is 10. Would I get him fit for clubs now? He's referencing that maybe normally you recommend 14 plus. But if you have a 10-year-old looking for clubs, what's the process there?
Brian, you're going to want to probably look at US Kids Forum. They do a great job. I think the Ping Prodigy stuff is the best in class. I personally think their components are the best. Really, really impressive. They actually make their driver, their higher lofted driver, a little bit hotter.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
So, the amount of rebound is all relevant to the speed of the swinger. The amount of compression of the face.
That's cool.
So obviously, because the little dudes are not swing quite as fast, they're not getting the same flex out the face. So they actually make their drivers a little bit hotter, which is really pretty cool.
That is cool.
I can't speak highly enough of the Prodigy stuff. It's great. I know some companies. Cobra done a good deal with their driver for a while. You buy the junior driver and then they give you a free upgrade in the shaft.
Oh, really?
For a longer shaft.
That's smart.
Yeah, a couple of companies do that. TaylorMade, I think, have another set. So most companies, I think, have it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lots and lots of questions here.
Where are you?
Darren Watson, good evening, lads. Just driving home from Aviemore to East Kilbride. Thanks for keeping me entertained. I hope you've got a signal on that road, Darren. It's
He's in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, Aviemore. That's tough to get a good signal on that road down.
He's got a satellite
Yeah,
phone. That's
absolutely. Kevin's asking, how is the testing of the Wilson products going on? We haven't started yet, Kevin. We already had some other stuff planned. Mm-hmm. We might sneak in. I mean, depending how today goes, we know how launch monitor testing goes.
It does tend to go sideways at times.
So we at least, if things go sideways, we've got the golf ball for testing. Those are always nice tests, nice and simple ones.
Staff
we've got
ball.
the irons as well. So if things go sideways with any of the connectivity issues, we will tag in with Wilson.
It's always good to have a backup, isn't it? Always good. I didn't know Edel was in Austin. That's cool.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. What else we got going on here?
gonna just catch up here.
Sure,
There's lots of kind of inter-chat amongst people here. It's good. So you're answering your own questions.
Hopefully answering them well, too.
Rock is saying the weather is perfect down in Florida right now. When are we coming back down?
I would love to come back down as soon as humanly possible.
We'll be down in January, won't we? We'll be
For
down in
some
January.
purpose.
For
we will
some
be there.
purpose, yep. It
Mid to late January, right?
Yeah, we were just discussing earlier on. It would appear that the PGA show could look very different this year.
Based on the attendee
based on the
companies?
the OEMs that go down and that sort of thing. So I'm not too sure if it'll be the show as we've known it in the past. So we'll probably have plan A, B, and C for ourselves to make the most of it. Whether it's one day at the show and a couple of days outside of. I saw they rebranded Demo Day. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
It's going to be rebranded to the PGA something like Testing and Fitting Day or something like that.
That's probably a little bit better, and more appropriate, I guess, to what goes on. Testing and fitting.
Let's see.
But I think we were talking about before whether or not we spend a bit less time at the show itself.
Yeah, I think that's
The community around and all the people that are in that part of Florida that week lends itself to us doing a whole bunch of different stuff. We could go film at other
100%.
facilities. We can meet up with other guys that do what we do. So I think a content week, if we want to just call it that for simplicity, in late January in the Orlando area is pretty much guaranteed.
would be brilliant.
Yeah.
It was Rick Young. It was Rick who mentioned it the other day on Twitter. Exactly what the PGA show has been rebranded to. I'm just trying to catch it here.
Quick one from John here. John's asking, should the 3-wood shaft match the weight of your 5-wood shaft? You would say generally a little lighter in the 5-wood? Or heavier, sorry?
Heavier, generally, yeah, if
Just
you
a
can.
bit?
Yep, whether it's balance point or actual gram weight itself.
So a bit more weight, John, in that 5-wood. Just a bit.
PGA Show has rebranded Demo Day to the PGA Show Demo and Fitting Day, the world's largest professional demo and fitting education event.
It's good to see the word fitting get put in there.
Yeah.
It's nice. Formerly the PGA come and buy this show, and you will buy this show. Oh, getting a lot of barbecue recommendations. So Lindsay found this barbecue place in Austin that we were going to go to, but she then found out that people line up at 3 a.m.
Wow. Yeah.
I said, listen, I like barbecue a lot,
Yes.
but I don't know that I like anything enough to line up at 3 a.m.
No.
So I have to find somewhere a little bit less busy. Okay, what else we got going on here?
Okay, James here from Dornoch.
James.
From Dornoch, Royal Dornoch.
What's he up to?
Here's a dilemma. When you de-loft your irons, does this cause the face angle to close? Manufacturer disagrees, club builder, and I think the opposite. James, it will change the appearance based on the offset. So I can see why it looks like the face, has a little bit more of that closed look to it. But when you de-loft it and you move the hosel more in line with the face, that's ultimately what you're doing when you're pushing that hosel back towards the face. You're basically adding some offset to those.
Right. An offset isn't the same as face angle, technically.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, it can certainly have the look of that.
Right.
I can certainly see why manufacturers say no, and I can see why you think yes. I can absolutely see both points. It's why my preference is always to, when it comes to wedges, I like to add loft because I'm always looking to take that away that offset.
It is a very attractive way of looking at it, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Franklin barbecue, that's the one.
Franklin.
Yeah. I just don't know if I could eat barbecue even if I got to the front of the line at 8 a.m. Unless I was up all night.
Dan the vegan says there is no dead animal worth getting up at 3 a.m. for.
Dan the vegan?
Not really Dan the vegan,
I
I've just called him Dan the
I
vegan.
know. Dan, you're probably right about that, pal.
Yeah, probably right.
Okay, let's back into some club-related items here, folks.
Matty needs to play around with the good boys in Texas.
Is that where they are? Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, I'm
three
sure you're
versus
not
three
taking
versus
the
three
clubs, are
versus
you?
three versus three match. I don't think I'm going to take the clubs, but I don't know. TBD.
TBD. Any lovely people in Austin would like to host a pal for a lovely
Take me
game?
out on the town.
Austin Country Club, or there's a few really nice ones in that
I'm
area.
sure there must be a bunch. I'm sure the weather looks like it's going to be good too. I'm looking forward to it. I've never been to the great state of Texas, period. I have a feeling I'm going to get along with it just fine. Mm-hmm. I've heard nothing but good stuff.
Good stuff, yeah. Now, I've been to Fort Worth back when Nike were in the game.
Of course.
Yep.
Of course.
So
That's Dallas area?
absolutely.
Lovely.
Fort Worth is south of Dallas, I believe.
South of Dallas,
yeah,
okay.
Apologies if that's wrong, but I think
They'll
it
forgive
is.
us. They'll
So
forgive us. Remember, we're Canadian. We don't know.
We don't know. Anders is saying, Ian, I've been enjoying the fitness content on IG. My goal is my body this off season as well. Keep it up. Yeah, no, I think
Nice.
I think that would be cool to shine a brighter light on the the strength and conditioning side of golf and working out specifically for golf improvement.
Yep.
We do have a really great guest coming. I was going to say next month, but it's this month since we're in November now. Mike Carroll from Fit for Golf.
Oh yeah, right. That's right.
Mike is coming up from Orange County, California. He's coming up to see us at some point this month. We're going to
Sweet.
obviously any Monday he wants, he can join us. So probably I would imagine the third or fourth Monday of the month.
Cool.
Whatever that ends up being. Since we're the first day, we've got a few of them.
I better start doing a few curls in preparation for
curls
this,
for the
I think.
girls. 15th. He probably, in fact, probably 22nd or 29th. I would
Sweet.
imagine.
That's great.
Mike will come up. So
Wonderful.
Or the 15th, Mike, if you want to come up that day.
Mike, we're here every Monday.
We're here every Monday. You know where to find us.
Yeah. I think possible Oscar or Oscar. I think he means, have you ever played in Ireland? I have not yet, but I look to do it quite soon. Have you?
I have. Not much. I've only played Portmarnock.
Nice. Well, it's not a bad place to go, is
It's
it?
quite good.
Yeah. If you're going to only play one.
That's where I've played in Ireland. I'd love to do a Southern Ireland trip. Go and see my good pal Mick Crowley at Tramore. Go see Mick and play a few, play his course and a few of the lovely ones around that area. That is a trip we need to do at some point.
Mr. Rafleski extended a little invite to his facility
The
at
Sleeve
some
Russell?
point. Yes, yeah. So he's got it all operational now.
Beautiful.
So he wants to go do some work there, which I can definitely get behind, and then maybe we can do some stuff together at the same time.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Yeah, maybe plan a little trip,
Summertime trip.
a little coastal trip
Yeah.
for the lads.
Do the whole United Kingdom in one shot.
A couple of Guinnesses for the boys.
I'll try it, sure. I haven't had one in years.
You've never had one? Oh,
No,
you
I've
have
had
one.
it. I
Yeah.
just remember drinking and going, okay.
What's all the fuss
Is
about?
there something else I can have?
That's funny.
It may not have been created for someone like me.
Brandon is saying, "Hey fellas, how can I go on a 9?
Where's Brandon?
Oh, how short can I go on a 9 wood before issues typically arise typically? Trying to cut some distance. Assume I'll need some lead tape for swing weight consistency."
Can I find Brandon's? There's Brandon.
Brandon down there. Brandon, I would say, how short can you go? Probably 41, maybe 41-ish, around that, 41 and a half maybe. 41. I'd say you could certainly go that short. I mean, that's shorter than the UW, the Apex UW, so it is going pretty short. Kind of feel like a little kind of high lofted hybrid. It'd be very high launch. I'd be interested to see how that one flew. It would
Yeah.
be an interesting one. But yeah, I'd say 41 would be as short as I would want to go in that.
That would be a cool little club. Little get out of jail club.
Yep.
For Brandon. For you, Brandon.
Jenna Piggott, Matty is so soft. I think that might be a reference to your Guinness
That's
version
fair
to
enough.
Guinness.
That's fair enough. I'm not going to act like I could chug a Guinness for...
I know.
I just couldn't do it.
Exactly.
I would like to try to, but it just won't... I can tell you it won't happen.
Aye.
Didn't grow up drinking it. I don't see how you
That's
can
the
just get
thing,
into
isn't
it. I don't know.
No,
I
I
don't
know.
get it. I don't get it. I can drink a lot of liquor, but I can't drink that.
You are more of a liquor man than a beer or a... Yeah, you like your bourbons and...
I do. Straight to the veins,
Yeah.
preferably. Yeah, I don't know why I can drink that and it's fine, but then something that's like a 7% beer is just the heaviness. I like to save room for food and Halloween candy, right? RB with a Halloween candy this morning.
Oh, so what's the consensus, guys? Let's leave golf for a second and enter into the Halloween candy debate. Is a coffee crisp a debatable? Is it an acceptable, treat at Christmas at Halloween?
For a young person.
Yes, I thought it was a little bit embarrassing when I saw Tracy giving out coffee crisps last night. I was a little bit embarrassed. I was hiding a little bit in the background.
Whose house is this?
And then, actually, I've come to realise that people really like them.
They're delicious.
Yeah, I like them.
Makes a nice light snack.
I don't know if a 7-year-old would like it.
That's a fair question.
Yeah.
Brandon's saying, what is a coffee crisp? Come on, Brandon.
It's like a little chocolate-covered wafer that tastes...
Hints of coffee.
Coffee, a wee bit like coffee.
A couple of people don't know what a coffee crisp is. They don't have them in the UK? Is that what I'm to assume?
No, they don't have them in the UK. No.
Interesting.
No. Mr. Yeaman, over in Northern Ireland. What's that?
Ernie says they're as bad as candy corn.
Candy corn.
That's harsh.
What's
Ernie.
candy corn?
It's just this really gross. It's exactly what it sounds like. Fake corn-looking candy. It's very gooey and gross.
Yuck.
But when you're a child, it is the best thing on earth. The finest thing on earth.
Chris's 6-year-old is obsessed with a coffee crisp.
Discerning gentleman.
Love it. You've raised a fine young man, Chris.
It might. You know what? It might be a Canadian thing. I'm seeing a bunch of American.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
there you go. Yeah, I
No
wouldn't be
coffee
surprised.
crisp in the US. Oh well. We will gather up as much coffee crisps as we can, and then when our US friends come
in
to
and have
visit,
one?
how would you like a coffee crisp?
Your garbage bin will be full of a lot of one-bite coffee crisps. Oh, thanks. That's funny.
Not many people have heard of coffee crisp. That's interesting.
No, I'm getting to the point where if we don't wrap this up soon, I'm gonna have to go get one. It's on my mind now.
Oh,
I think about his coffee crisp. You dirty dog.
Oh, we're gonna just
That's a
get
coffee
right
crisp.
into a coffee crisp. Yeah.
This is a mini size, just so you know. We're not giants.
What we got?
Delicious.
When is the best time of year to get fit? I mean, generally, I would say anytime your swing feels like it's in kind of in sync and you're kind of not kind of out the rhythm of playing and stuff like that is a good time to get fit. The one thing I would always advise against is picking the clubs up in March when you haven't hit a ball since October, and then the first thing you do is go get fit. That's the worst. It's the worst for you. It's the worst for us. It's just the worst for everyone.
It's the worst for everybody involved.
Yeah. And it happens a lot.
Yeah, because you figure, golf season's starting. I want new clubs. I need to get fit for my clubs.
Absolutely.
But I haven't swung a club in 6 months.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shivers Basketball, Reese's is the best Halloween candy of all time.
Get some people to agree with that one.
Amen.
Especially you put it in the
Could
fridge
not
for a little
agree
while
more.
first. Shivers.
Oh.
I'm not sure if you're on that.
Wee cup of
particular
tea.
drink. Oh.
Now we're talking.
How could life be any better?
Now we're having a good time.
Yeah. All right. This is now a candy channel. Let's. Oh, we got time for a few more. What else we got going here?
Christian, down there. What do you say to those who...
Christian's asking, what do you say to those who think that getting fitted is overrated? What do you say to them?
Well, they've either never done it or never done it properly. That's what I would say. You've either never been fitted or you've never been fitted properly. Anyone, I think, who's been through a normal fitting session is, or a professional fitting session, will I think, advocate the difference it will make for your game. Whether that's reinforcing what you use is really, really good and working great, and listen of everything else that's out there in the market, of the 352 shafts that are behind me in the wall here, what you've got is as good as anything in there.
Yeah,
that's a good feeling. You walk away feeling pretty good about your gear. So yes, I would say that to them. You've either never done it or you haven't done it properly.
Or you went in with a really closed mind.
Yeah.
Sort of a similar question, but how often do you do a fitting session that turns into a little bit of a coaching session?
I would say fairly often Willem, I would say you've got to always be careful though in your role as the club fitter that you're not offering up advice that is good in the moment but not good to take away. So never give someone a piece of advice just to make a club fit them when you know that the reality is they'll probably revert back to what they do. Now if it's something like leaving the face wide open and you can see they're open with their shoulder and stuff and it's some setup related stuff, absolutely get involved with that. If it comes down, just why our philosophy of being fully descriptive on the club delivery is so important. We want you to understand why you're missing it the way you miss it, why you hit it well when you hit it well. That open face and the toe strike, why that goes straight, the open face and the heel strike, why that's your big miss out to the right hand side. We want to break that down for people. So, I really think you've got to be careful of the advice you give people. Don't be trying to tell them to, change their club path 10 degrees or this and that. It's that can be a bit of a dangerous game.
It's got to be a realistic thing that they can work on, right?
Yeah.
Agreed. Do all ping wedges have the Hydro Pearl finish? I'm pretty sure they do.
They do.
Definitely the newest ones as well do. So, yep, you would be safe in that one.
Chris is saying, what do you guys think about about golf clubs continuing to increase in price? Just heard that Titleist is making a 10% increase. I haven't heard that one, but
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's going to come, isn't it? I mean,
inflation in general is kind of the issue, isn't it?
Yeah, I was actually saying to our team last week that to sort of expect some increases in prices, because I think with the shipping issues,
shipping is a joke.
Boats and stuff being stuck in, not being able to dock and stuff. I think that they could start using a lot bit more air freight.
Totally,
air freight will end up costing the consumer more money.
Mucho.
Yep. So.
No, I don't think the companies are doing it because Titleist wants to make 10 more points. They're just doing it to cover and maintain a decent margin because their expenses are going up like crazy. And that's, I drove by a gas station this morning. Gas was $1.50.
Yeah.
A few months ago, it was like 92 cents a liter. So I think everything is going that way. So unfortunately, it pretty much always ends up coming down to the end consumer that pays out the ears for this stuff. Unfortunately, while someone else gets rich. It's brutal.
Yeah, I've never been so pleased to drive electric as I am right now. With
you're saving some money on that.
Saving some money. From what I was putting in the SUV before
your big boat. Oh yeah, that thing would have been thirsty.
That was thirsty, so it would be probably a couple hundred right now. The way premium is at $1.80 something.
Yep, it would be.
Be close to probably 100 and it would be 180
a tank. And you drive quite a few kilometers, right? Yep. So that's the other thing.
Absolutely.
No, it's true. I think golf equipment won't be immune to it, but hopefully it starts to kind of plateau a bit. And the good news is there are companies that are offering more competitive prices that are at a lower price point, so maybe we'll see them get more popular, like the Cobras and the Mizunos and stuff. Not irons wise, but in the woods. People need to save a couple $100 because every other driver's gone up by $200.
It's true. It's true.
Time will tell.
Brandon is saying, so you're telling me to drop my savings into golf equipment now? No.
We're not like those guys telling you to put all your savings into crypto either. So. You click on one thing on Instagram.
No.
My whole feed is crypto this now. I'm having to go through and going, I'm not interested. Leave me alone.
Grim. Kevin is saying he's having a lot of trouble with his woods. Lots of low hooks. Swing has a very fast transition. Driver is a Sim 10.5 with an NV Green 65X. Has his black shaft recommendations. Generally speaking, Kevin, if you're struggling with the low hooks, I don't know what the setting your driver's on. I'd try opening the head up a little bit, even though that it's on the sleeve it will say that it's turning the loft down. The fact the face is pointing more to the right, if you're a right-handed golfer, will retain more loft. Those low hooks, they'll benefit from an open face. Typically what does quite well is heavier shafts, heavier and a little bit stiffer, keeps the face a little bit open as well. So try something along those lines.
Lovely. I think this has been asked a couple times. You have any initial thoughts on the Speeder NX yet? You get a chance to hit a couple?
I hit a couple with it. I hit a few with it. It feels very, very smooth. Actually, Mikey had some thoughts on the 60S that he tried. He felt it was too soft.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I quite like the feeling of kind of a shaft that performs and is nice and stable, but feels quite soft. I don't mind that at all. I think the variable torque design is really, really smart. A little bit stiffer in the tip section, stabilise the head, a little bit soft on the handle, create the feel. Mm-hmm. And that's where I said to Mikey, I said, is it the softness? Are you seeing issues with your ball flight,
right,
or are you just feeling it nice and sort of smooth? So we'll do more testing on that for sure.
Yeah.
We've got that NX. I think it's actually in my house.
Sweet.
So we'll do some of that.
Yeah, it seems to be getting quite a lot of buzz. A lot of buzz.
Blake saying, "No crypto, Matt. You know, like to make the money."
I don't like to make the money. No.
Not that way.
I just don't like to risk the money.
Yeah.
I like to make it
the
way
risk,
that I can control it.
Mm-hmm.
A low risk tolerance individual. Let's just be honest about that, aren't I?
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't think there is either.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not in every part of life, but in most, I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I just don't want to wake up one day and find I lost a bunch of money.
Exactly.
Bad feeling.
Who do you think are the best club fitters in the US? That's a great question. I have no idea. I literally have no idea who are the best club fitters. And Rich, my take on that is always about the people,
individuals, right?
And not the company. There's lots of great individuals at True Spec and Cool Clubs and Club Champion and Hot Sticks and whoever else is in the US big box stores. There's lots and lots of great fitters, but it doesn't mean the company as a whole represents those individuals. Especially the bigger the company, the harder it is to retain that quality. That's the nature of any business. I think just depending on obviously what part of the US you're in, there's some really, really good fitters. I know some great independents who do a great job. Ben Genta does a great job. He travels with his tour truck.
Okay.
He goes between, I think Ben goes between like Arizona in the winter and like Utah or somewhere like that in the summertime, something like that.
That's cool.
But there's loads of good independents. So obviously, I'd like to know maybe, Rich, what part of the US you're in, and I'll help you maybe with a more specific answer.
Good idea.
Matt, have you seen the She Golf channel on YouTube? Could you outdrive Kat?
Oh, the girls.
She's a 120-pound beast.
I have seen it. Yep. Could I outdrive her? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how far she hits it.
I would say Matt would outdrive her, and I'm sure Kat hits a lovely golf ball. I would say Matt would outdrive her by the same amount as me, 40 yards. A nice 40 yards.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll have to test that one day.
One day
when
we
visit one of these conferences and everyone's there, we should have some fun.
Absolutely. I think that.
I know Big Al wants a rematch. He's been chirping me.
Of course, he wants a rematch. He lost.
Because he lost. That's what I said to him. I bet you do.
One and done. Tell him.
Listen, it was a fair thing.
Yeah.
We jammed ourselves in the corner of a booth and we made 5 swings.
Big Al doesn't need to be wrecking his arm any more than it's already ruined.
Well,
he's got a sore elbow or a shoulder or something.
Who knows?
Ripped his tights.
He's gonna rip his pants. He told me that he has a video coming out where he hits a drive on one leg. So I'm going to have to respond to that.
Okay.
But once it's released, there's no rush. He told me that was coming.
Some boy.
He does try to injure himself. As far as I can tell, he's just an injury enthusiast.
Keen to have an injury.
He likes injuries. He likes them. It's good for you.
Big Al has such an underrated channel. Patrick
Agreed.
said. Yes, guys. If you don't subscribe to Alex Etch's channel,
Do it.
Please go do it. Support Al. He's brilliant. He's funny.
He is hilarious.
He can hit the cover off the golf ball.
And if you enjoy gaming and streaming, he also does that in his evening time, which is also quite funny. I've joined him a few times this year. Always good for a laugh.
Daniel is saying, should you go for the Sim 2 or should you wait for the new TaylorMade?
We are getting to that time of year, aren't we?
I'd be waiting.
I would want to see what it is too.
Yeah, I'd want to wait.
It's only 2.5 months.
Yep.
I wonder if 2022 you will be playing a non-TaylorMade driver. I think that's the question beyond any other question related to golf in your bag is will you continue to play a TaylorMade driver given what's coming out?
Well, we know Callaway.
We know what it's going to be like.
Yep. We know, I guess we know what Mizuno now.
Yeah.
We don't know TaylorMade.
No.
I've heard a little bit about it, but I've not heard fully. Who else?
There'll be Cobra stuff, no? Is Ping coming out with new stuff? I feel like we're on 2 years already.
That was last year, wasn't it?
I feel like it was, yeah.
Was G410, was that a 2-year cycle on G410?
Maybe not.
I don't remember. I haven't heard
terrible.
about anything. Ian is celebrating November 1st, International Gain £5 Day.
Yeah. We're
Listen,
getting there.
If I gain £5 from eating these 2-bite snacks,
You got problems.
I'll be devastated. No, I'm very fortunate. I've got the metabolism of a racing snake. These won't even touch the sides.
We're going.
Yeah.
All right, what else can we take before we wrap up? Let's take a couple more.
We need some Christmas items. Any new product coming to the TXG accessory store?
RB?
We're doing sync.
The question was just posed.
Will there be any TXG merch coming in? Jonathan's asking for Christmas.
We are hoping for it to be live and ready to go before Christmas. We are hoping on that. We are not making any promises that they will arrive before Christmas with everything else going on.
Really? Is that right?
Yeah.
With what company?
Level.
Really? Are they having a hard time now with
I'm just not.
Are you being a politician right now?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
RB
Okay.
is
Sound very political.
I don't make any promises.
under promising?
I can neither promise, guarantee, nor under promise, nor assure you that you will be able to buy something. Hopefully, right? Hopefully.
Hopefully. Well,
It'll be a Christmas
Doing
miracle.
everything we can.
You got this down. Maybe you should run for local council. I'll vote for you.
John S., the recent podcast on the founding of TXG was a good listen. Any other stuff planned like that? John, I'm not sure I'm not sure what podcast that was. Maybe let me know what podcast that was.
One that you went on?
I'd done one a few weeks ago with Peter Santo. What was it on? The Cutline was the podcast.
yeah, cool.
Yeah, the Cutline podcast.
Maybe you were
Peter Santo.
Maybe you were heard on there.
Yeah, that was. I actually really enjoyed that one. That was a good hour of kind of the background of how I get into club fitting, how TXG came about, some industry trends,
Nice.
some stuff like that. It was a full hour. It's probably the most in-depth podcast I've ever done.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
then that's one that you guys should dig into.
Hey Matt and Ian, what is the lowest spinning golf ball? ? I tend to have too much spin currently using the Turby XS ball.
Lowest spinning premium golf ball, I'm assuming? Mm-hmm. Is it still a TP5X? Or a left dash?
I would say left dash is kind of what I've found to be the lowest spin that I've tested.
Titleist left dash.
Yep. I think
There it is.
Chrome Soft LS is still pretty low spin. We did find it to be a
actually,
little
it's not
higher in spinning wedges, didn't we?
Which I think is a
Yeah,
good thing,
was a good
personally.
thing.
But, yeah, overall, you're probably right, eh? Left dash.
Jimmy's trying to get us in trouble here. Since winter is coming, the best training aid under $300. We've still not recovered from the last putting training aid that we reviewed. It was under $300. So
I think Raflewski has putting mats in stock, so
we'll leave it in a safe.
Go to Gareth Raflewski's website. I know he has stock, and no one will yell at us.
Yeah.
And they're good things.
Yep.
We have the putting mats for sale on our website.
There you go.
We have them on the TXG website for sale right now. Go buy it.
They exist.
Click here.
Here, wherever it is. Putting is about the only thing you can work on in your house, I think. Maybe speed stuff in your garage, but putting is a good one, right?
Putting's a great one. Jacob is saying, how often does Matty Boy lift the weights? He is looking jacked. You jacked? You lifting the weights?
You want it, how many times I've lifted weights in the last 2 weeks?
Zero.
I have started putting some weight back on because I'm less unhealthy. That's about all I can tell you. But thank you, Jacob. I've been in the gym running, but mostly I've gained weight because I am less ill than I was for the remainder or the prior part of 2021. Just doing better.
Jacob G, when are we going to man up and get US citizenship? That's brilliant.
Dude, I'd take it tomorrow.
When are we going to man up?
When are we going to...
I've just manned up, okay? Can I get it? Can I get it now?
Is that all you have
Is
to
that
do?
all?
Okay, we manned up.
I've manned up.
Please, direct us to the place we have to apply. One application.
Yep, for 2.
Even if it's temporary, fine.
Yeah,
You need a little incorporation in the States, and then I'll be your director of U.S. operations. I'll just sit at a desk, and then
We could actually do that. We could actually do that.
let's just do all that. Let's just do all that. We'd love to be part-timers. Even would be
Yep.
great.
Would be lovely. Amir is saying, who are the top coaches you recommend in the GTA?
Ooh, top in the GTA.
So obviously we have some people we work with that we think are top notch.
Yep.
Mr. Larry Chung, LC is always been somebody that you and I have relied on for coaching, a great resource.
He is excellente.
Really top notch. I work with Scott Cowkes.
Also excellente.
Excellente. Our good friend who was on the channel last week, Mac
That's
Boucher,
right. Yes.
is an instructor. He worked with Larry, and he also is mentored by Scott Cowkes.
Yeah.
So that's
true.
kind of quite a little kind of trio there.
Agreed.
Mr. Raflisky comes up here to do some coaching from time to time. He said is he doing some stuff at Cedarbrae in a couple of weeks?
Probably not a clinic.
Is he just coming up to see?
He's been doing some consulting for the club
Lovely.
for some design stuff. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this, but you've already brought it up. So
Well, yeah, because he's giving me a lesson. So
he's gonna be there?
He's going to
Good.
come up and give me a lesson.
yeah,
He said he's going to be at Cedarbrae.
we're going to be doing some short game center construction. So he's been up to
Awesome.
kind of chat with us about that, which is fantastic.
Amazing.
But yeah, Gareth does clinics at a variety of different, usually at private clubs.
Yeah.
But I think in the future he'll hopefully open them up to more. He doesn't have a ton of private lesson time because he's going to be doing time on the LPGA and the men's PGA tour, as he actually has gained a few more players. So he's a great one if you can get access to him, but he is obviously in high demand.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
That's so funny. Blake, I'll be your bride in a box for a lifetime of fittings.
Okay,
for,
Blake.
for our US.
So
our green
we just
card.
have to marry
We
Blake.
just have to marry Blake.
All right. As long as you have a bunch of people to sign off that it's not a sham marriage, you need that. I've watched enough 90 Day Fiancé to know that.
Okay, Rich has followed up on the best fitter in the US question.
Okay.
Rich is in Wisconsin. So not that far from you guys either. I know we have a club champion in Milwaukee, Golf Tech. Yep. So yeah, club champion, their headquarters in Chicago there. You've obviously got True Spec in Chicago. I've had a little bit of online kind of back and forth with those guys. Golf Tech, I mean, I can't honestly say that I really know anything about Golf Tech. I know a reasonable amount about the other companies in our space. I wouldn't consider Golf Tech to be in our space. I'd say they're maybe a little bit more aligned with like Golf Town.
Agreed.
That type of thing. So
Golf Tech is actually in Golf Town in some cases,
Yeah,
so yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah,
are aligned
yeah.
to some degree.
I couldn't recommend them based on the fact I don't know anything about their model. I don't know what demo metrics they have. I don't know what technology they use. I know they have some internal technology they have as a kind of 3D motion capture.
Yeah, you wear,
system.
and I think that's more on the lesson side, to be
lesson
fair.
side, yep.
But they are doing fitting
Yeah.
to some degree now, based on what I've seen. But
So I don't know how deep their training protocols are with all the other companies like True Spec, Club Champion, Cool Clubs. I know what their training protocols are, so I can talk to that. I don't know about Golf Tech, so
fair enough.
I would say in your area, Club Champion or True Spec are the way to go.
Fantastic. And like you always say, if you can get a reference for one of the fitters that a friend went to or had a good experience with, then even better.
Absolutely. Phil Davis, evening lads, been a while. What did I miss?
Nothing, Phil.
Nothing.
We've just been sitting around
Just-
here eating
just-
candy, talking nonsense.
Yeah, coffee crisps. Phil, do you know what a coffee crisp is? We were debating that for about 10 minutes.
Yep, you missed that. So in response to your question, not much.
Yep. Phil, we've got a busy week. T20 wedges, GC3 review. We have Trackman RCT with the new RCT Titleist golf balls.
Yep.
What else? What was our last? And the last thing, but not least, it is a iron review with a giveaway.
Yes.
With a giveaway.
Can't tell you what they are yet.
Can't tell you what they are. Tomorrow's video will be these irons. Tomorrow's video will be the irons, and the giveaway will be live. With them. So
RB's going to do that on Instagram. The giveaway.
Yeah, I think
Nice.
so. Yeah,
Great idea.
yeah. Do a little Insta action.
That sounds good. Okay. Any closing thoughts, or shall
Closing
we
thoughts.
wrap her up?
Oh, that's interesting. Patrick's saying excited for the T22 wedges. What is the deal with the C grind being pulled? I would say if there is any issue, which I don't know.
For sure.
I don't know for sure if that's the case, but it would be maybe infringing on something that someone else, one of the other manufacturers maybe has. It's, that they feel is, there's a threat in from Rick. I'll unsubscribe to you guys. Go from golf to politics.
When do we talk about politics?
I have no idea, Rick. I have no idea. If
Usually-
you feel the need to unsubscribe, Rick, you crack on. Pal.
I usually can tell when we're talking about politics. I don't think it was that.
We're not going to be swayed into what we talk about based on an unsubscription. That's for sure.
You won't threaten me.
Nope.
What were you saying?
What were we talking about? C grinds and
why is the C grind
why?
missing?
Yeah, there's a few other companies. I mean, the thing is, like, Mizuno has a D grind, an S grind, an X grind,
Yep.
and a C grind.
Yes.
All of those are used by other manufacturers.
More than one.
Yes, literally. Yeah, more than one manufacturer, exactly.
Pretty much all use them.
Yeah.
So
So
who knows what's going to happen?
who knows?
Hopefully it's just temporary and they'll let them sell the damn things afterwards. Give us a break.
Come on.
Who cares?
Come on. It's. You can't be. That's what as we were saying earlier on. Like, are we going to reinvent the alphabet? Are we going to call it the
Yeah.
N grind because no one else is using N stand for nobody else is using it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
I agree. Silly. Because the C sort of represents the shape of the grind, right? That's the point of it, I think. In my infinite wisdom, I think that's what it means.
Brandon's saying, we said inflation, that's too much politics. For Rick."
That's not politics,
If
it's
we
reality.
did. Yeah, exactly. It's
It's reality.
So true.
Politics is nonsense. Okay. Good live, folks.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Hopefully
that
we
was
got,
good fun.
I think we got a bunch of questions.
Yep.
Hopefully we pleased you with our answers.
Yep. Seemed like we had a lot of the usual crew. Oh, no, we didn't have, I didn't see
Whisker or Bandit. They may have been sleeping.
Might have been sleeping. Hopefully
afternoon
not
nap.
with each other. Hopefully they were Austin.
Probably not with each other, he says.
Yeah.
Well, they do live far apart, so.
Well, thankfully, I can imagine those two could get into some trouble.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, guys, giveaway on Instagram.
Video on YouTube, and then
Yes.
however we end up doing it, you'll get a link, so don't worry. It won't be complicated. We
exactly.
like to keep things very simple.
Yep, I love it. I don't know, thanks for always. Hey guys, thanks as always. My playing partners represent you for, or resent you for
Getting it
helping
on
my
a
dog.
flex. Yeah, as they should.
If you're hitting it better, as I say, it's always running the risk when you improve someone's game because they don't want to tell their friends, about the secret to their new success. Yes, Phil, get Instagram.
Yes.
Get Instagram. And those of you who do not have Instagram, you will need to have it. You will need to be a subscriber on Instagram.
But don't worry, you don't have to follow anything else, just TXG.
Yes.
You can think of it as a TXG app.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Don't post anything, don't look at anything, just go to TXG
Just
and enter
TXG.
contests and say thank you and hello.
Exactly. Yep.
Good.
Good. Excellent. Okay, guys, we are going to crack on with the day, see if we can get these launch monitors going.
Wish us luck.
Wish us luck.
Wish us luck.
Yep, Trackman and GC3 should be good. Any plans on testing Aerotech steel fibre? Have we never tested that?
I want to say we have at some point.
Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, we'll have a look at that if we have not. Maybe that's maybe we'll do a little Cynthia test with that.
That'd be
Maybe
good,
the
The
80.
various weights.
Yeah. Well, she said she found it. We tried
She
steel
didn't like.
fibre.
She didn't like
it.
that 80.
Yeah.
That was the first one, and she kind of said I don't.
Yeah.
But anyway, we can definitely test them in some capacity, and we'll add that to the list.
Yeah, and
they'll be on the wall for a while, right?
They'll be on the wall for quite some time. Thank you, guys, for all the great feedback on the Cynthia fits.
Yes.
I think she is a brilliant addition to the channel. We'll definitely have her in for doing more testing. So
Definitely,
yeah.
And the rest
great.
of her fits too.
It was awesome. Yeah. So, thanks for the support, the kind words, much appreciated. It's always nerve-wracking for new people coming on the channel, and you guys, as always, made her feel very welcome, which I appreciate as well.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
It's great. Awesome. Okay, guys, see you next week.